All right, well, first UFC main event, man. I gotta think it's exciting, but what's the feeling like a few days out?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel like it's a normal fight, you know. It's a good thing and bad thing. I don't know, you know. Like I've never been this calm in a fight, and it's the biggest fight of my career, you know. So I mean, I feel great, you know. The energy with my friends and my team is amazing, and we're just gonna go in there and just do what we do, you know.
A lot of added responsibility in the lead up, right? I mean, extra interviews, extra media, things like this.
Yeah, man, I've been up since 8 in the morning doing media, and then it's, you know, we're about to pilot. It's 3:20, you know, and now we're still going at it, but it's cool, you know, like, you know, it's fun, you know. Everyone that I've been doing interviews with, everything is fun, you know, like fun questions, and I'm getting used to it.
Singing around the place?
Singing around getting caught slipping. You caught me slipping.
Too funny. We'll talk about, I mean, a lot of people are saying, you know, the question of, are you ready for this opportunity? You know what I mean? Is this a big moment? But I think many people probably don't know that you had a pretty extensive amateur career as well. I mean, I think, what, you were 12-0 as well?
I did 11-0 in amateur. But that was because Camel wasn't around, so it was all smokers, you know. So it wasn't on record, you know, but I mean, the fights were there. We have all the footage, we have all the tapes on it, and I had some experience there. From 15 years old to I think it was 18 years old, I did 11 amateur fights, and I mean, even some fights where they would raise my hand and the cops would raid the place and we'd have to run out, and I mean, that was the best times, you know, as in terms of my amateur career, right? That was like the best times where you're like, all right, hurry up and fight and get this W, and we got to get out of here because we don't want to get busted.
That's crazy. So when people are worried, like, hey, is he being rushed into this right now? I mean, you feel like, no, I've been leading up to this.
I've been leading up to this. I feel like I've been proving myself, you know, and then I feel like you got to know where you're at. You know, and if you're scared of knowing where you're at, then you don't belong in here, you know. You really got to test yourself against the best of the best, and I did climb up the ranks fast, you know. Once I came back and I fought Tavares, everyone was like, whoa, who is this kid? Let's see him more. And then they did Brandao, and then people liked Brandao, and we fought Clay Guida, and then, you know, just the momentum kept going, and I started getting better, you know. Like, I started getting used to more events, more media, get used to the fight career, right? Because UFC was new to me. And now it's like I just finished a fight of the night with Renato Moicano in Anaheim. You know, it was the biggest card of the year at that time. And I just feel great. And I didn't ask for anything, you know. They've given me an opponent. I picked the hardest name on the list. I train for it. I go in there. I do my best. And I always look for the kill. And then it's been happening, you know, in the third round, but it's been happening.
We'll definitely get to that. So that came to the name Cub Swanson. I mean, you said you got to test yourself against the best. So I mean, were you excited? Were you like, oh man, am I ready? I mean, this guy's been around for a while.
No, I mean, he's been around for a while, and my face lit up. My face lit up. I remember specifically, I got the call. I just landed in Guam. So imagine, I just did a 13.5-hour flight to Philippines, then another 4-hour flight or 3-hour flight all the way to Guam, landed at 5 in the morning, jumped in the ocean, and then my manager calls me. He's like, hey, you're going to fight Cub Swanson in, you know, in December. That's the talk right now. Are you ready? And my face lit up. I was like walking on the beach in this tropical forest, and I was like, yes. I was like, let's do it. You know, it's like all my dreams were coming true, you know, as in terms of when you think of fighter, you want to be main event. You want people to know your name. You want to make your stamp in the game, you know, and I feel this is a perfect test for me because it's like, I don't know if I follow boxing, but when, you know, when Canelo fought, you know, like all these people, like it was to prove where he's at. And then let's say worst comes to worst, it shows my weaknesses, you know. Let's say Saturday doesn't go well for me. I always said, if I'm going to lose, I wonder how. I'd rather know now than in the championship. I'm young. I feel like I'm very young. I feel like I just got started with my career. So it's like I need to find out now what's my weaknesses. That way they don't get exposed later on in the career, and I really get severely hurt. At least right now I can bounce back from the injuries and get right back to work, versus later if I was maybe, you know, later of age and the time kicks in, then it's not going to be that easy. And plus I'm set in my ways where I don't want to train differently. Right now I'm like a big sponge and I'm just absorbing everything.
Very cool. Were you a fan of Cub at all? Did you guys ever cross paths? I know as a California guy as well.
I always seen the SoCal, and I was like, where's this guy from? You know, but I always watched him when I was before I even started fighting. I think, and even professionally, I was watching him fight, and I liked his style. You know, I liked that phrase he said, that beautiful destruction. That was pretty dope. And then I seen some of his fights after that, and I mean, I've always been like that. This guy's good, and now to fight someone like that, it's like, it's pretty dope. You know, like I know from what I've seen in the media, he's kind of, he feels disrespected by it, and but it's not my fault. You know, I didn't say, hey man, I'm gonna fight. You know, I didn't choose you. I didn't do nothing. They gave me the call. I said yes, like I've always have, and that's that. You know, I'm learning, but this is the fight game, right? This is the fight business. This is how it works. You know, and I'm just excited to have a huge task this big, you know, in front of me, and I want to know. It's like I want to know, like, hey man, can we get this? And I believe in it, and I've been training hard for it. And now I just have to do it now on Saturday. And this is going to be the biggest test of my life.
It's been a fast rise for you, but I think you've gained a lot of fans along the way because of your fighting style, man. It's exciting. And you've been in some wars, but I do wonder, I mean, at some point...
Ortega!
Do you worry, like, I mean, I can't keep holding out to the third round to get these things done. Like, I got to change things up. Or do you just, you know, ride with it and say, this is me?
Believe me, if I could click a button and it says finish in the first, finish in the third, everyone would be finishing the first. But I tried to explain earlier, I was like, we're in a game where these guys are the best of the world. It's not going to be that easy to figure out. These guys are here for a reason. These guys are, like, the guys I fought were veterans, undefeated, or guys who, like Tavares, who had 15 fights in the game, and I was barely on my second one. These are guys who've been around before me, who have a lot of experience. I'm coming in as a fresh fighter. I'm still learning, and I'm trying to figure them out. And not only figure them out, I'm trying to beat them. I'm trying to finish the fight. I'm not here to score points. I'm here to finish. It takes a little bit more than... It takes a little time to do that, you know? Sometimes I wish it was like a street fight, no rules, and just let's go. And I would probably do better. But, you know, it's like... You know, given the rules that we have, 3 5-minute rounds and now 5 5-minute rounds, you have to study them and you have to go to war with them. And then when you see the opportunity, believe me, if I see an opportunity, I'm the first one to jump on it, because it's a ticket home. I'm like, wait, that's a ticket for the bell to ring, for me to go home, for this night to end, for the punches to stop landing on my face, and that's it. You know, like trust me, I get excited when I can finish a fight earlier.
You had a scare outside of the cage on your rise up here as well. I wonder. I mean, I
had a lot of scares, man.
Surfing,
I just surfed the other day, the first winter swell. So for those of you who don't know, I pretty much drowned surfing some big waves, and it was during training camp, and at that point it was crazy, you know, because it was. One of my friends, it was just a crazy ride, you know, up to that fight, because one of my friends committed suicide, and then after that whole drowning situation happened. Then after that, someone died in front of me, and it was every single month I was trying to get over it through training and everything, and then after that I fought. So it was tragedy. And then, like, you're a superstar, you know. It was like, it was just a weird energy, man. I didn't know how to take it. After the fight, I bawled out. I'm not gonna lie, you know. Like I was like, a lot of my teammates, you know, they were there with me. The whole walkout, walking out, I was crying. And then when I got to see the doctor, I was crying. And then he was like, "Yo, why are you crying, man? Like, you won, you know. Like, why you acting like you lost?" But I feel like I finally let all that pressure out, you know, like the pressure valve that right when they shook my, my hand got raised, I just let it go. I was like, I had so much things on my shoulders that I had to break, you know, and I feel like we all have our times when we break, and that was one of them for me, you know, and I'm back surfing though, but.
Why do you still get out on the water? You know,
because, man, trust me, man, it's not tempting fate. I just don't like being scared. I was actually mad at myself the other day because the first winter swell came up, and they were like, you know, 5 to 6 feet, but it just gave me flashbacks. And I jumped off the rocks, and then I tried to go for a wave, and I backed out when I seen the drop, and I was like, what's going on? And all of a sudden my mind was like, no. And this was last week. So I was like, man, I have a big fight coming up. I don't want to get hurt. I am scared, though. And then I was out in the water with Alan Lurson, Michael Lurson, James Lurson. And I was out there, and I told them, I was like, hey, I'm afraid. I'm not going to lie. I need to get in. And then we were just arguing out in the water. They're like, get him in. He's going to have it was just crazy. And like I went out there. I got scared again. I got like flashback. And I don't know why, but it wasn't as bad as the first time when I went surfing. It was like 3 times bigger than what it was that day. But, you know, like that mental thing is still there, because it's not like fighting, or it's not like anything else. You know, like the referee stops the fight and it's over with. You know, you're going to gain your consciousness, and you're going to heal up, and you're going to be alive. Versus the ocean, you go out there, and it's, what mood is she in? Does she want to hold you down there for a while, or does she want to let you up? And really that means, are you going to live or are you going to die? And I've been on the other side, you know, so you know, it's like not knowing what's going to happen, you know, it's the scary part. It's like you go for this big wave, and once it drops on you, you're like, it's survival mode. And I got scared, you know, but I can't wait for after this fight, because it's still winter and we're getting the swells up, and my goal is to go out there and just get hit by some and just shake it off and get over that fear, you know?
Nice. Well, you know, you went here. I think there's going to be some big fight opportunities for you, too. So you might not be able to go surfing. You might have to handle those. You know,
I don't know about that.
In the lead-up, I thought it was great, man. That and I don't know if you created it or somebody did, but, you know, you kind of tweeted at Max Holloway, like, here's the only undefeated contender in the division. So talk to me about that. I mean, you feel like, you know, poke the bear, like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this title shot?
I mean, put it this way. If you get a chance to fight for the title, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And knowing the fact that all the stats and all the facts that I was given, it was a possibility. And my name got thrown in there, and I got really excited. Because one thing is you believing you're ready for it. But when your name gets thrown out there, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's make some noise now. You know, like his manager threw out my name. They said it's Max has to pick between one of those names, and I was like, he already beat Swan. You know, like I'm thinking on his side, like if I want to fight someone, defend the belt, let me get a new cat. And what better way to promote it than fighting, you know, like the undefeated, you know, all this. And so I made some noise, you know, I poked the bear a little bit, as you say, but why not? You know, like I'm here to fight the best, and I want to become the champion. And if on any given night, I feel like anyone in the top 5 could win a belt. You know, on any night, when one of these right punches lands, they all have the possibility and the capability of being a champion. So I rattled some noise. I had Kelly Slater out there. I had Travis Bark. I had all of my homies, you know, like making some noise, helping me make some noise. And Freddie Prinze Jr., all these guys were like just rooting for it, and I was loving it, man. So, I mean, even because I didn't get the shot, I just love the fact that I got to see how many people have my back, you know? Yeah. And that was good to see.
What'd you think about his performance?
It was great. It was great. I felt like Aldo kind of gassed out again, but he had a fight not too long, so he should have been training for it. But I don't know, you know. I don't know. I don't want to say he's done with, but you know, from at least with Max kind of, I think Max has his number. Yeah. You know, not that he's not dangerous though.
Well, you get a big win here, and I think you'll definitely be in that mix of people, man, right there in the discussion. So, I mean, first things first, obviously you got to focus on that. But when you play this fight out, man, you think about all the wars you've been through, all the exciting fights you've been through. We've seen Cub do the same. I mean, this looks like potential fight of the night type stuff. But how do you see this thing playing out? How do you get your hand raised?
Oh, man. I have a lot of visions, you know? Like, I envision knockouts, I envision submissions. You know, like when you're training hard and you really, you know, I'm passionate about what I do. I always think like how can I get this win, or how is it gonna happen, or how is it gonna go down, and I haven't even figured it out yet. You know, that's the crazy part. I just go in there and I just feel that I do what I have to do to win, to get the finish, you know. And it's been some wars, you know, and I guess the fans love it and they're entertained by it. And my face doesn't appreciate it after, but, you know, like, it is what it is, man. We're going to war, you know. This is it. I'm fighting the best of the best. Like I said, if I could push a button and first round finish, believe me, I would take that over 3 rounds, 5 rounds of just punches and bunches to each other. But I don't have that button. I'm trying to get better and train and get that button, though, you know? So hopefully I'm prepared for this fight as well as I know I am prepared, and the world will get to see what I'm capable of, you know?